How's it going, guys? I'm here to review the Forever Purge 2021, the fifth installment in the franchise.
Thank you for your participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime in...
This movie stars Ana de la Rega from Nacho Libre and Josh Lucas from Hulk 2003 that I remember. So supposedly, I guess this is technically after election year, like after the third Purge movie, because the last one, the fourth one, it was a prequel. It was the very first Purge. That's why the last movie's title was called The First Purge. But in this one, the reason why it's called the Forever Purge is because this time the rules are broken. Because the Purge, how it's supposed to go is you're supposed to have 12 annual, like it's like an annual thing, like it happens once every year, and every night starts at from 7 at night and it ends through 7 in the morning. So 12 hours of just doing whatever the fuck you want. Like, crime is legal, you can murder someone, all that type of shit, you can destroy a building, whatever you want to do for 12 hours, and it's legal. But in this movie, the twist is, even when it ends in the morning, there's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about the rules, and pretty much the murders and the chaos, the anarchy, the purge, the whole purge is just like, it's still going. Like the next day, like no one's stopping. Like no one wants to stop killing. No one wants to stop the havoc. Like it's keeping going, and it's getting out of hand to the point where even in the NFFA government, the ones who are responsible, who created the purge, are now fighting their own creation to like tell them, dude, stop. Like the purge is over. Like stop. But that's why people are like going crazy and they're not stopping. So that's the whole twist in this movie, pretty much. So Adela and Juan, and they're like pretty much the main two characters. They're Mexicans. They're a couple, and they're trying to go across the border from Mexico to go to the U.S. in the very beginning of the movie, so that way to become American citizens, just to get away from whatever problems they had from Mexico. They were fleeing from their own country, so they had to go across the border. You know how it goes, and then they had to deal with all the purge throughout the years. And of course, because the movie just cuts 2 years later when they're trying to get used to being an American, and they're already used to the purge. They're already like used to this whole procedure. But when that night happened and the next day, it's like I said, it's a twist, and then they have to fight for their own lives, and they have to team up with other wealthy characters in this movie, like a rich family.
Murder is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work.
One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
And that's where Dylan comes in, played by Josh Lucas. He's not a fan of Juan and his girl. Juan works for the family, Dylan's family, and Juan's trying to, like I said, he's trying to be an American cowboy, but Dylan's just not a big fan of him, and he's not a fan of him and any other Mexican teaching his family to speak in Spanish. But I don't want to spoil why he said he doesn't like it. There's more to it than why. Like, basically, his character claimed he wasn't racist. There's a very specific why he tells Juan that it's not just, he doesn't like him not just because he's racist, but he thinks that their own kind should just focus on themselves because the purge did enough damage. Something like that. The point is, when everybody starts to go rogue, starts to, like I said, starts to break the rules, that's when the characters that were introduced in this movie, they have to work together, they have to form a group and fight back against the purgers and trying to survive not just the night, but the whole next day and pretty much forever on. That's why it's called the Forever Purge. And how the movie ended basically seemed like this thing is never going to stop, and people and the government are now fighting against the purgers. So that's pretty much the premise of this movie. I actually enjoyed this movie. I thought it was slightly better than the last movie, The First Purge, or the fourth Purge movie. I thought it was way better than that. Way/slightly, I know, huge difference. So I thought this movie was slightly better. The last one, you can tell the last one they were trying to too hard, and then the last one, like, it had a good soundtrack, but to me the last one, it was just too, it was like Fast and Furious mixed with like horror thriller. That's what the last one kind of reminded me of. While this one is basically straight on like an American cowboy western type feel mixed with like horror thriller carnage, which I really enjoy because I do like some like action cowboy thrillers or western movies here and there. So this movie kind of goes back to like not just the American roots literally, but like I said, like a kind of like a western feel, and I think it works well for this Purge movie.
Help me! Help me! The Purge is over, please!
No, it ain't.
The characters are good. I like the characters in this movie better than the characters in the fourth movie. That's just my honest opinion, because some of the characters in the fourth movie was kind of repetitive and annoying, don't get me wrong, but I do enjoy the characters a lot more in this film. I like the cast. The cast did a great job in this movie. The masks for the Purgers, scary as always, creepy as always. The special effects in this movie is great. The action is great. The suspense is great. The story or the plot for this movie, I actually do like because it's different. I love the twist because I always thought to myself, like, what if the Purgers just don't stop killing? Like, what if they break the rules? And this movie clearly answered my question. So that's what I like about this movie. I love the twist. And yeah, there's really nothing I can say about this movie. This movie is just unique. It's different. It's one of the better Purge movies. And I did enjoy the hell out of it. So I would rank this movie like, out of all the Purge movies, I would rank this as my third favorite, because my least favorite was The Purge. My fourth favorite is the first Purge, and then this is my third favorite. The second is Election Year, and then the first favorite is The Purge Anarchy.
This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens?
There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
You rich can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real Purge. The forever Purge!
I enjoy this movie very much. I've seen this in theaters recently with my friends, and it felt nice. It was good. It was a fun experience. Had this, like, I enjoyed eating nachos. You can't go wrong with eating nachos in theaters, even though that shit's overpriced, but yeah. I would rate this movie, you know what? I would rate this movie 7.7 out of 10. It was pretty good. So that was my quick review of the Forever Purge 2021. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And be sure, I am going to make a review out of Fear Street Part 3, 1666. Don't you worry.
This country's gonna collapse.
Mexico is opening its borders for the next 6 hours.
Let's go.
We're in this together.